भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमतः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Will all of us together chant verse number 2 together. Sangasatsu vidhiyatam bhagavato bhaktirdrudhadhiyatam shantyadih parichiyatam trudataram karmashu santyajyatam sadvidvanupasrupyatam pratidinam tatpaduka sevyatam brahmaikaksharamarthyatam shrutishiro vakyam samakarnyatam. So, Bhashyakara in this second verse said that may you keep the company of wise people, then increase your devotion for Bhagavan, cultivate the sixfold qualifications which make you adhikari or eligible for this knowledge, beginning from Shanti, Shamaha, Damaha, then Shantyadihi Parichiyatam and Dridataram Karmashu Santyajyatam. And now firmly give up the karmas. Thus, here he is hinting at Vividisha Sannyasa, because now the student or the mumukshu is all ready and the time has come for him to apply totally to this teaching. Yesterday I mentioned that there are three kinds of sannyasa. One is sannyasa while you are working, while doing karma yoga, while you are doing your pravrittis, there is sannyasa, tyaga. Tyaga of what? Raga, dvesha, etc. So that is also sannyasa. Then second sannyasa is vividisha sannyasa, where sannyasa is taken for vividisha, veditum ichha, to know the self. So here Vividisha Bhashyakara is hinting it's Vividisha Sannyasa. You still don't know the Atma, but you want to know it, and for that you require that total time. And our society, our culture permits that. So he is taking sannyasa to know the self. Yes, later on this sannyasi who has taken sannyasa to know the self has to become the real sannyasi. And that is the third sannyasa. What is that? Vidvat sannyasa. Vidvat sannyasi, first is of ragadvesha, second one is of formally giving up the karmas, officially giving it up. All the rituals, everything will be done where you give up everything and give abhayam to all the beings. So this is second sannyasa, Vividisha sannyasa. As a result of that, a time comes because of your abhyasa, because of your commitment and all that, a time comes when you really abide in the self. You know the self very well. You know yourself as akarta, non-doer, akarta atma, nitya, shashvata, this atma you know, and very well abide in that. This is called vidvat sannyasa, where you have already known. Now, one thing is, everybody can become the first level of sannyasi. Everybody can become the third level of sannyasi also. You can know Atma, abide in the self wherever you are. So Vidvat sannyasa and sannyasa of the first level, everybody has right over there. Only the middle one, where you have to really go and leave the home, that everybody may not do. But that also in spirit, it can be done at home. Somebody was asking me how to do this while you are at home. Yes, karmashu santyajyatam, that is Vividisha sannyasa is hinted. And now, where do you go? Sad vidvan upasrupyatam. This is what we have to do. Now may you go to a teacher, upasrupyatam. This word is derived from the root sru. Sru is in the sense of going. Sru is in the sense of approaching. And to that prefix is applied upa, means you go in vicinity, in proximity to whom? Sat vidvan. May you approach a scholar or a guru who is what? Knower of the truth. Sat vidvan. Now, mere satsanga is not enough. Just being in the company of Mahatmas and good people may not suffice now. That was beginning. But now you need to go to one who knows it thoroughly. As it came in Mundak, Samit Panihi Tad Vijnanartham Samit Panihi Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. You go to a Tad Vijnanartham Sagurum Eva Abhigachet. May you approach, may you go, Evakara, emphasize, you should go. Go to a teacher alone. So, and what kind of teacher? Who is both Shrotriyam plus Brahmanishtam. That is what is indicated by Sad Vidvan. Brahmanishtam, sometimes we do not know. We can make out, but there is no guarantee. But one thing you must find out is what's Shrotriyam. Shrotriyam is more necessary. Why? Shrotriyam means sampradaya, with one who is very well versed with the tradition of teaching. One who knows the methodology of teaching. See, you may know Brahman, you abide in it, but sometimes there are many Mahatmas who abide in Brahman, but they necessarily may not know how to impart the knowledge. That is an art. That is art of communication. And for that methodology you must know. Sampradayavit is very, very important. Otherwise, you can be misled. So, one should go to a Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. That is what, because as Swamiji mentioned yesterday, that Atma is that kind of a thing. Atma is here, but Nirguna, Nirakara, Niravayava. It is no Jati, no Kriya, nothing. How to mention, how to define, how to express, how to explain. And that is why, and still for explaining, for communication, we have just one thing, words. Shabda is only thing which we have. And this is beyond Shabda. With Shabda, I can describe that Shivji is like this. He has Gangaji on his head. On one side is Chandrama. He has snakes, etc. on his body, vibhuti smeared everywhere. All this, when those qualities are there, they can be described by words. But for Atma, what to speak? It has no shape, no name, no form, no qualities. How to communicate about this self? So words you have to employ, but you have to employ the words in such a way that it can give the that the words fall on Atma without describing, and yet you get the understanding. So here the method is not by vachyartha, that is not by the direct meanings of the word. When I say book or folder, this word folder directly describes this thing. Not that way. This words, that is called vachyartha. But words have to be employed in such a way that they target, that they imply. Just as arrows are there. Temple, it is called Lakshyartha. So, here the teacher has to employ Lakshyartha, which requires skill. And for that he has to know and make it clear to the student. But the saving grace is that Atma is already there, but covered by notions, covered by wrong notions. That has to be removed by words. That you remove by words. Then what will be left is Atma, consciousness. So that is why you require a teacher. Merely reading on your own is also, you may know all the grammar. You may know all the nyayas, tarka, everything. You may be a scholar. But as it came yesterday in Mundaka, Bhashyakara specifically emphasized, Shastragnopi svatantrena brahmanveshanam na kuryat. Shastragnopi, even if you know means what? If you are well scholar, if you are well versed with language, well versed with grammar, well versed with nyaya, tarka, everything, but still don't delve into Shastra on your own. On your own, you cannot. Only with the help of the teacher, who is what? Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. With the help of that you go. So, that is why the need for Sad Vidvan Upasrupyatam. So now you have gone. Then what? Pratidinam Tat Paduka Sevyatam. May you every day serve the teacher and serve his padukas, serve his sandals. This shows, that it is very necessary to have a bond with the teacher. And that can be established with seva, with service. Service is an excellent means by which you can come close to the person whom you have approached. And that is necessary because you are also a human being, he is also a human being. Then there has to be this bonding and the communication, teaching. Communication will happen between two persons. This is not live recorder or something like that. And for that, beautiful relationship of love and care and respect is required. So, by service, you come close to that person. And by service, don't think that the teacher needs it. He doesn't need it, and you want to give all the best. Why? So that you please him. And he also comes to know, he or she comes to know you. It is necessary for them also to know you, where you stand, how you are, how much you know, what is your disposition, at what level of adhikaritva you are. All this is necessary to know. And this can be established by seva. So much of importance. The question may arise, why sandals? Why not his head? Why sir tat paduka? Paduka means I serve the sandals charana saroja raja. Nijamana mukura sudhare. He says, Tulsidas ji says in that doha, that by the dust particles of the charana raja at the feet of the teacher, let me cleanse my heart. Mana mukura sudhari. Let me clean my heart. With what? With the raja, with the dust particle at the feet of the teacher. Imagine, according to him, even that charana raja, dust particle of the teacher is also so powerful. It is so powerful, and having done that, Tulsidas ji says, then I will describe all the qualities. Baranau Raghuvara Vimala Jasu. After that, I will describe all the glories and the character and good qualities of Sri Ram. Only then I will be able to do that, when my heart is clean. So this is the importance of serving the feet. That is why sometimes we don't have the picture of the teacher, the whole teacher. Only his feet are given. But that is enough. So, Bhashyakara is giving all this. Even in Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Tadviddi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. These three are important. First is seva. Seva establishes the platform. The platform is ready. Now you are close to him. You have won his heart. Do whatever is needed. Not that they need it, but it is my privilege, my honor, and I will be blessed by it with that bhavana. If that bhavana is there, automatically you may do something. If that bhavana is not there, nothing may come out. But if it is, and that is, even if physically you may not do anything, that Shirasa, Drishtya, Vachasa, Manasa, Padbhyam, Karabhyam, Janubhyam. Means all the limbs of the body are touching the ground. If the ego remains, then again sometimes there will be differences, and ego means arrogance, all that. So when you fall flat, there is no shadow. Shadow means ego, but when you fall flat, that is also given. This is nothing but surrender. This is nothing but humility. So, having done that, now the main thing has come. Brahmaikaksharam artyatam. Brahma eka aksharam artyatam. May you now seek to know from him what? Brahma, which is ekam cha, aksharam cha. Brahman, which is one, plus which is aksharam. Aksharam means that which never gets destroyed. Naksharati, which never gets destroyed, is called ksharam. So I now seek to know from you Brahman. The only, and Brahman, I'll explain. Brahman is in this word Brahman is derived from the root bruha. Bruha is in the sense of vruddhi, bruhi vruddho. It is in the sense of vruddhi, growing. It is, which has no other. It is just the one. Ekam eva advitiyam. Ekam eva advitiyam, which means there is not other like Brahman, sajatiya, not other like Brahman. Vijatiya, something opposite of Brahman. Vijatiya is not there. Neither swagata, bheda. Swagata means, I am one. But my head is different from my neck. Neck is different from this hand, this hand. So these are internal differences. These are internal differences. Those kind of differences can also be there. Brahman is such. Brahman means reality. Infallible. Give it whatever name you want. Infallible. Tell me about that. Which means that about which people have questions. Does it remain after death or not? In short, he also asks the same question. Because he says, Anyatra dharmat, anyatra adharmat. Tell me, oh teacher, tell me about that which is beyond dharma, different from dharma, which doesn't come within the scope of dharma also, which is not passes are there. So now ask, don't waste time. With seva, he is pleased. He is all pleased. He is all for you. And he is all, otherwise you can't tell this teacher, no, tell me. There has to be a method. Guru Upasadanam. Because they are beyond all kinds of commands. Nistraigunye pati vicharatam. They are walking on the path which is beyond the gunas, beyond this world. You cannot command them. Even Shruti cannot command. Who can command, if at all? Seva. Love. If that you could invoke, then it can be done. So the background is ready. So now you better ask. Even Brahma Sutras, the first sutra is what? Atato Brahma Jignyasa. Now that the ataha. Therefore you go and inquire about Brahman. Jignyasa, ask this. Because all that you did in life has paid off. All that you did in life has paid off when this desire has arisen. Even Bhrigu, in Taittiriya Upanishad, Bhrigu goes to his father and doesn't say, oh father, tell me. Bhrugurvai varunihi pitaram upasasara. He goes to the father and says, Adihi bhagavo brahmeti. Oh teacher, Adihi bhagavaha. Oh Bhagavan, please teach me about what is Brahman. In short, this Bhashyakara says, you also better go and now request for the knowledge of Brahman, the only reality, the fundamental reality, the absolute reality, the only truth. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. What you are seeing, this Jagat, that is a different topic. But all that we are seeing is apparent. It is seen, we are seeing, but it is not there. What you are seeing is not there. And what you don't see is there. You don't see the reality, Brahman, because it is hidden. It is right to you. And that is the only thing real. So ask for that. Don't miss it. Ask for it, know it, abide in it before the time is over. And the time is ticking. Ticking like a time bomb. You never know when it will be over. So don't waste time. All the prerequisites, everything is done. So, Brahmaikaksharam artyatam. Now, teacher says, now, see, Vedanta also, Upanishads are also so many. And Upanishads have so many things. But what does Bhashyakara says? May you now listen to the Shiraha Vat. The principal teaching is what? Mahavakya. Mahavakya are in different Upanishads, there are different Mahavakyas. But the main with which we are all familiar, the main famous one is Tattvamasi. This occurs in Chandogya Upanishad. In Mandukya also Mahavakya is there. Ayam Atma Brahma. In Aitareya Upanishad also Mahavakya is there. Which? Prajnanam Brahma. Like that, 4 main Mahavakyas are found. Aham Brahmasmi is found in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. But here we will talk about Tattvamasi. So, now you listen to this Mahavakya. How? Samyak Samakaraniyatam. The word is Samakaraniyatam. Samakaraniyatam means Samyak Akaranyatam. You listen to it very well. Why very well? Because it is very serious. And moment you hear it, Tattva, you are that, you can't believe it. It is not easy to swallow this. Oh, you mean I am Brahman? How can I be? I'm just 5 feet, not complete 5 feet also. My energies are limited. Everything, how can I be that? That means Ishvara. That, Tat Tvam Asi, that you are. Now this is moment this is uttered, it just, it creates some kind of disbelief from us. That how can I be that? But then, this is what we have to understand. If what I knew, that Shruti is going to say, that I am limited, and that is what Shruti also told me, then Shruti is not giving me anything new. The pramanam is that which gives you something apurva, something anadigatam. You never knew, and you cannot arrive it at by yourself. Plus, you never knew it. Apurvata, that uniqueness is there. So, Shraddha in Pramanam. Vedanto Nama Upanishad Pramanam. Vedanta is Pramana. Pramana means what? Authority. Just as eyes are the authority for this color, that this has blue color, for that who can be the authority? Tell me. Who can be authority? Ears? My ears are... No, I don't believe my eyes, so I consult my ears. I consult my nose. Are they authority? For the color? For smell, yes. For sound, yes. But for color, only authority is eyes. Similarly, for truth, what is the authority? Veda. What is the other? Shruti, Upanishads. So, even though it is difficult to believe that I cannot be Brahman, I cannot be Shravanam, is not merely listening. I just sit leisurely in the chair and then no. Shravanam means you are thinking also, you are with the teacher, you are thinking. Shravanam is called Tatparya Nishchaya. In the Shravanam, this is the meaning of Shravanam. That while you are listening, Tatparya Nishchaya happens. Tatparya means what? What is the theme? What is the main message which is going to be conveyed, which is being conveyed? That you decide while you are listening. So Shravanam means Tatparya Nishchaya. Listen in such a way. And what is being told is what? Akhandartha Bodhaka Vakya. This Vakya Tattvamasi is what? Like that you may say, why do you call it Mahavakya? These are just 3 words. Tattvam Asi. So Mahavakya doesn't mean big volume. Mahavakya because the meaning is Mahan. Meaning is very big, and so big I never imagined. In my wildest of dreams, I never imagined that I can be Brahman. So, so much work is required. It is like telling that beggar, you are an emperor. Beggar is told, you are an emperor. Believe this. So he says, okay, I'm an emperor. And now he is hungry. He is all hungry. And then you believe that you are an emperor. But just by this, my hunger doesn't go. My clothes are all tattered. I don't have a place to live. How can I be? How to believe? So same thing happens to us when this is said, that you are Brahman. You are Ishvara. Brahman means Ishvara. So now we have to understand this very well. So not mere thinking will not help. The teacher explains while Shravanam, and along with that, we even afterwards do Mananam. Think on that. So now comes what? See, we'll go to the next verse. We have to listen to this sentence. We have heard it. And now we'll think on that. With the help of the teacher only. So 3rd verse, come on. Vakyarthascha vicharyatam shrutishirah pakshas samashriyatam. Dustarkat suviramyatam shrutimatas tarko nusandiyatam. Myatam shrutimatas tarko nusandiyatam. Read with me. Brahmasmiti vibhavyatam aharahara garvah parityajyatam. Deheham matiruchyatam buddhajanair vadav parityajyatam. So now, actually, in this whole stotra, these 2 lines are very important. Shruti Shiro Vakyam Samakarnyatam, and now comes Vakyarthascha Vicharyatam. This sentence, Mahavakya, has been told, you are that. But this needs this is a big equation. Like the equation E is equal to MC square. Now how to understand? E is equal to, only 2 words, but very difficult. Equation calls for thinking. Equation calls for analysis. Equation means you have to pay attention to that. It is like Swamiji says, it is like telling a child, 4 plus 5 is equal to 10 minus 1. 4 plus 5 is equal to 10 minus 1. Now this is told to us also, we also think for a second. When this is told to the child, he has to gear up all his energy and brain and everything to understand this. This is exactly like that. How can I be Brahman? So, Brahman means here Brahman is not merely Nirguna Nirakara Brahman. Which Brahman? Brahman who is manifest, Brahman is Jagat Karanam. You are that. That means Brahman who is the cause of the creation, Jagat Karanam. You are equated with that, with the Jagat Karanam. It is told to you that you are Brahman, the Ishvara. Now, how to understand this? So, in Chandogya Upanishad, where this Vakya, Mahavakya occurs, there Uddalaka Rishi, the sage Uddalaka, tells his son, we already know that Shvetaketu has come, Shvetaketu has graduated, and he has come home very arrogant, everything. So his father said, his father understood. The knowledge is, because otherwise humility comes with knowledge. Vidya vinayena shobhate. On the contrary, this fellow has become arrogant. That means he doesn't know. So he said, did you ask of your teacher? Yena utatam adesham aprakshya. The father calls his son and tells him, did you ask for that knowledge? What knowledge? Father says, Yena ashrutam shrutam bhavati. Yena amatam matam bhavati. Avignatam vignatam bhavati. Which means what? That knowing which, that which you have never heard of becomes heard of. That which you have never known becomes known. Oh my God, is there such a knowledge? Knowing which, knowing one, everything is heard of, seen of, thought of. I want to know that. Sit down. Then he makes him sit and teaches him. The same sentence comes, which Tattvamasi. But naturally it won't be understood. So teacher now proceeds. Now he has to be shown how I am that Ishvara, how you are Ishvara. So teacher begins systematically. So now understand, in Shastra you will find two kinds of Vakyas, two kinds of sentences primarily. One is Mahavakya, which is the main theme of the Shastra of Upanishads. But to explain these Vakyas, also there are other Vakyas, other sentences in the Shastra. They are called Avantara Vakyas. Main Vakyas, principal Vakyas, Mukhya Vakyas, and there are Avantara. Avantara means secondary sentences. But the secondary Vakyas, sentences, are there to explain the Mahavakyas. Which Vakya? Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, or whatever. So to explain this, teacher also gives secondary sentences. Now let me tell you, the sentences which you find in the Upanishads with respect to creation and everything, how the creation has come about, falls in which category? Avantara Vakyas, secondary sentences. But they are there to explain what? Mahavakya. So now, teacher has told, you are that. Now it has to be explained. So now teacher says, listen, Sadeva Somya idam agre asit. In Chandogya, I am explaining this from there itself, because Tattvamasi occurs where? In Chandogya Upanishad in 6th chapter. This is explained in this manner. Having said this, now the teacher says, Sadeva Somya idam agre asit. All this, you also all samakaranyataam. Listen very well. Uddalaka Rishi says, all this which you see, idam sarvam agre sat eva asit. All this at the beginning of creation was nothing but sat. All this, which means all this was not there. And what was there? What was there? Only there Brahman is in the beginning, described given the name Sat. Sat means existence. All this was nothing but Sat. That Vakya, Sadeva Somya idam agre asit. O Somya, all this was nothing but Sat. Now, the Sat now thought. Tad Aikshata. It deliberated and then thought, I will become many. Bahusyam prajayeyeti. I will become many. Who thought this? Who made this? Who determined like that? Sat. Sat or Brahman? Sat. Keep this in mind. Sat now thinks, I want to become many. So now what did it do? it made sankalpa, I will become many. So first he made what? Fire. In Chandogya, you come across 3 elements. It first created fire. Tat tejaha asrujata. Then the Brahman or Sat, which is in the form of the fire, then became waters, apaha. Then Brahman, Sat, which is in the form of fire and water, became annam. So earth. So this is how Sat became fire, also became waters, also became annam. And then from these 3 elements, in Chandogya Upanishad, it is systematically shown that the entire creation evolved. Beginning from Sat to fire to waters to annam, earth. From there onwards, the entire creation is made. And then Sat entered into it. Anena jivena atmana anupravishya, it entered in a human being. And that is how the human beings are also formed. Now tell me, what is all this? Bhagavan, Sat. And who are we? We also, all animals and every other beings and everyone is nothing but what? Sat. So, what is Bhagavan now? Abhinna nimitta upadana karanam. This is how he became everything. He became everything. He became the material as well as the maker. Material also is he, maker also is he. This is how everything is ready. And then again, teacher says, Uddalaka says, Tattvamasi. All this creation is nothing but etad atmyam idam sarvam. It is nothing but Sat. And Shvetaketu, you are that Sat. The Vakya is like this. Tat Satyam, this is all nothing but Sat. And Shvetaketu, Tattvamasi, you are that Sat. Which means there, systematically it is shown that what is Shvetaketu is really who is Shvetaketu? Nothing but Sat. Because there is nothing other than Sat, nothing other than Sat in the creation. You are getting what I am saying? This is how it is shown, that everything is nothing but Sat. Still there can be questions in our, but yes, everything is said, everything what you say is correct, but still it doesn't go into my head. So now we have to look into this sentence, which Tattvam Asi, and try to understand in a different manner. See, in this Vakya Tattvam Asi is in Samanadikaranyam. It's a little bit grammar and technical points we will have to touch, because this is the Vedanta. This is the Vedanta. So, what is Samanadikaranyam? Let me tell you. When the words, see, there is the definition, then I will explain. Binna pravrutti nimittanam, samana vibhaktikanam, ekasmin vishaye tatparyam, samanadikaranyam. Now I'll explain. Don't worry about this definition, but I just wanted to mention. When the words are placed in the same case, which words? Words which have different meanings. Words which have different meanings, binna pravrutti, different meanings, but placed in the same case. And they have the same thing to convey. Then it is called Samanadikaranyam. Just as this Tattvamasi is the case of Samanadikaranyam. That you are. When I say that you are. Now that Tat is also in the Prathama. Tat is Tad, neuter gender of that first is Tat. The word Tad of the neuter gender, the first is Tat. Tvam of Yushmat, the word is Yushmat, of that the first is Tvam. So Tat and Tvam are in the first cases, grammatical cases, but both means differently. Tvam means you and Tat means Ishvara. Even though different words, but placed in the same case, when this happens, words with different meanings but placed in the same case, then the meaning is one. That you are. That has the meaning of Ishvara. I has the meaning, Tvam has the meaning of you, which means I am here right, but I am limited. I am immediate, but limited. Ishvara is far away, remote, all pervasive, everything, but remote. So how can I be that? So now we have to understand. By another such word, another such sentence, let me tell you, the standard sentence which is given to make us understand this is Soyam Devadattah, Saha Ayam Devadattah. That, Saha means that is this Devadatta. Listen carefully. That is this Devadatta. Now, that, let me give you a story for this. There were 3 friends studying in Chennai. This is given. 3 friends were studying together in Chennai. Number 1, 2, and 3. Of them, number 1, 2, and 3. Of them, 2, of them come. So the second fellow has come first, and they are waiting for the other one to come of the 2. When the first fellow comes, he sees that the second one is talking to the third person. Who is that? He doesn't know. And then the second fellow introduces his friend. Do you remember him? So he says, who is this? He says, this one is that Devadatta. Who is that? The one who had the third friend who had disappeared. After school, you never knew where he went. And this fellow, these 2 are together. Of the 2, one is telling, do you remember this one? He just came, he entered the restaurant. Do you know him? He is that one. Now that one means what? That, whom we knew in our school. That time, he was in a different dress, adolescent boy, looking different also a little bit. And this one, that is this. So that means that time, that place. This one means this time, this place. And this time means here we have met. And looking at him, how is he? He has a long beard. He has orange clothes, means he has become a sadhu. He has become a sadhu. Who has become a sadhu? That third one. So this time and this place, the person that you see is altogether different. That time, that place, the person whom you knew was altogether different. But still the Vakya is what? What is the Vakya? Soyam Devadatta. Saha is this. That, and both are in Prathama. Saha is also in Prathama. Ayam, this is also this one. That is this. Both are in Prathama. But Saha refers to a different fellow, which we saw in the past, in childhood. This one refers to present. But are they different? Are they different? As a school-going boy, he was different in half pants, and there was nothing proper about him. That fellow is this one. And now, as a sadhu, but still, this friend could make him out. Why? Because the same style of speaking, even though as a sadhu, but when he speaks, the style is the same. Eyes are the same. Some of the things remain the same. So you can recognize. Understood? That is this one. Now apply the same thing in Tattvamasi. That you are. Vachyartha doesn't work. When it is said, direct words doesn't, I can't accept that. And still Shruti says, so it has to be correct. So now you go for Lakshyartha. You go for the implied meaning. That I am. Ishvara, although Uddalaka Rishi explained it very well, that how from Ishvara everything has come. So I am that Ishvara. But still, I strongly believe that I am different from him. So it has to be shown by Lakshana. Lakshana means directly I don't believe that I as I am, with a limited body, mind, can be that Ishvara. And Ishvara, my Upadhi is smaller one. Ishvara's Upadhi is what? Upadhi means his costume is big one, Ishvara. Now, what is creating difference? The upadhi here, the limited body here, and the omniscient and the omnipotent personality over there. That is creating difference. But still Shruti says, you are that. So, you targets this, you, when I say you, it points to this person. But from the person, the incidental aspect I have to remove. Agantuka, what is Agantuka? Incidental. When I say you are Brahman, you as you are cannot be Brahman. So what we are supposed to do? Just as that one cannot be this one. That as a schoolboy, for him to be this, what I should remove? His dress as a child and all that I remove. And then I connect to this one. From this also what I should what I should remove? Remove means in the mind. What we should remove? Beard and his dress. Then we see the adhishthanam. Then we see the common person. Similarly here, from you I remove the body. You directly points to the body, mind, intellect, person. But that cannot be that. Along with that, I cannot be Brahman. So that is removed from here. From that, what is removed? The upadhi of Ishvara, omniscience and everything. That is removed. Then what remains? Here also, when I removed the body, mind, intellect, consciousness remained. Astitva remained. From there also, I remove the big upadhi. Then what remains is what? Consciousness. There the commonality is. That is one. That is just one. As Raman Maharshi says, Isha Jiva Yoho Veshadhi Bhida. Ishvara and Jiva has different veshas, different costume. Here a smaller costume, there a bigger costume. There the costume of Maya, here the costume of limited person, Jiva. But still they are one. So the thing which is separating the two is the costume at both the place. Remove that. And then here also what remains? Sat Svabhavaha, consciousness. There also consciousness. There is no separating border in that consciousness. The same consciousness here in the form of Jiva, the same consciousness there in the form of the Ishvara. Remove that. Remove one part, retain another part. That is called Lakshana. See, Lakshana means implied. Now quickly I will tell you. There are three kinds, because this is very important. Three kinds of Lakshana Vakyas. One is Jahal Lakshana. Jahal Lakshana means you give up the word and retain. Example I will give you. Gangayam Goshaha. These are the standard examples. Gangayam Goshaha, which means the person says that there is a hamlet. Goshaha means hamlet, a small town, very, very small, containing about 25 villages, 25 persons. That small village is called hamlet. The sentence is, there is a hamlet on the banks of, there is a hamlet on Ganga. Gangayam, seventh, Gangayam Goshaha. There is a hamlet on Gangaji. Then what do? We use these sentences in our day-to-day talks. When I say Swami Dayanandji is on Ganges, how will you understand? Yes, on the banks of the Ganga there is an ashrama and there he is. So you give up what? Ganga you give up and understand ashrama and there he is. Similarly, when I say village on Ganga, then the Ganga I remove in my mind and replace it by what? Banks of Ganga. This we do. This is called Jahal Lakshana, where the total word is given up and still you get the meaning. Now, this is one Lakshana, Jahal Lakshana. Then there is another Lakshana, Ajahat Lakshana, where you don't give up the word, but you add a word and you understand. This all we know, huh? There is, I will give you a sentence, say, Kakebhyaha dadi rakshatam. So the mother tells the child, may you protect the curd from the crows. She has put the curd to, to become, to have the curd in the garden outside. And then she goes out for shopping. Then she tells the child, protect it, otherwise the crows will take. Kakebhyaha, protect it from the crows. So this fellow is sitting there. And the cat came. Who came? The cat has come. Because mother had said only from the crows. Kakebhyaha dadi, you protected. So even though the cat came and took away everything, finished everything, this fellow did not get him. The mother came and took him to task. What did you do? I told you, but I'm doing. Even now I am sitting. Then where did it go? But the crows did not come. Who came? Cat came. Oh, stupid. Kakebhyaha means from any such animals, anyone. So you retain kakebhyaha. You retain the word crows plus add cat also and monkeys also and dogs also. You have to understand all this. That is called ajahat. Not giving up the main word and adding other words. Now, we are not going into detail, but let me tell you this much, that Tattvamasi doesn't fall in this Jahat Lakshana nor in Ajahat Lakshana, but it falls in what? Jahat Ajahat. In the Vakya, you give up something, retain something. In that Lakshana, this falls. In other words, there is another name also for it, Bhaga Tyaga Lakshana. Either you call it Jahat Ajahat Lakshana or you call it Bhaga Tyaga Lakshana. Bhaga Tyaga means what? From that Devadatta you saw in the childhood, you remove something. Not fully, you don't throw away the whole Devadatta, that child. You remove only that time, that place, that small school-going boy, that much is removed. Person is retained. From this also, I remove what? Beard and the dress of a sadhu and all that I remove in my mind and retain the person. There is oneness. Something is removed, something is retained. From here also, I am. Something is removed, something is retained. And then remains one person. Similarly, Tat Tvam Asi. Tat Tvam Asi. I, as I look upon myself now, cannot be Brahman. So the incidental aspect, the false aspect, is to be removed. The superimposed aspect is to be removed from here. From there also, superimposed aspect is what? Ishvara. With Maya, creatorship comes only when Maya comes. So that is his upadhi. Remove that. Then what remains there? Consciousness. Here also, consciousness. When the Vakya is uttered, Tattvam Asi, it is not that this body is Ishvara, this person is Ishvara. No. The person behind the reality in and through this person and reality in and through Ishvara is one. Understood? This is called Bhaga Tyaga. Something is given up. What part is given up? Consciousness part? No, that is the main aspect. So you give up the incidental aspect. Here what is incidental? This body will not remain one day. The mind also will not remain. So what doesn't remain, which comes and goes, that has to be remained. What is eternal, Nityam has to be retained. There also something is mithya. Incidental means mithya. That you give up and then retain. This is how we are supposed to think. With the help of the teacher, huh? Vakyarthascha vicharyatam. May you think. This is mananam. But mananam is extension of what? Shravanam. I cannot think like this on my... With the help of the teacher also, it is a big project to understand all this. It is not easy. But we keep on doing. We don't have that much time. So I cannot go much into all this. But giving you cursory knowledge. So Vakyarthascha vicharyatam, and then Shruti Shiraha Pak, because this is what the Shastra is saying. This is what, these are the words of the Shruti. We have to, it has to be true because it doesn't have any other vested interest. So, and I know that I am limited, and Shruti comes and tells me that you are a human being. What new has it given? What new has it given? So, it is telling me something which is beyond my imagination. And that is where the pramanya, the authority of the Shruti comes. So, Shruti Shiraha Pakshaha Samashridam. This we will do, we'll take up tomorrow. The last line of the first verse, second verse, and the first two lines of this third verse are very important. So I plan to give little more time to that. I will complete Sadhan Pancakam. Don't worry about it. But paying more attention to the principal theme. Okay, it is my duty. And with Ishvara's grace, we will do it. Guru's grace, we will do it. But I don't want to miss out on the important, even though you all know it. But I must get that confidence. So I am doing it. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.